Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. It's looking pretty darn good. Once again, the crypto market is surging. We got a lot of great movers, a lot of alts really starting to move. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about Bitcoin leading the way and how Bitcoin is targeting $250,000 by the end of this cycle. So let's look at everything, guys. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out a day at 118,300, which, you know what, isn't bad. We've been going sideways ever since we pumped up here since July 11th. However, you have ETH that's at 3,800 now. Definitely moving. You got Solana moving to 192, getting closer to that 200 mark once again. You have someone like Cardano surging, getting back close to $1. And you got others like Chainlink, you got Doge, you got a whole bunch. We are definitely surging. Altcoin season this week will determine whether or not, once and for all, we are in altcoin season, because for the last week, things have been looking pretty good. And I'm going to explain why. Who's leading this? Why is it happening all of a sudden? First things first, let's look at the U.S. market. Today we are in green. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. Looks like we have a little profit taking on Circle and Hood. Coinbase is still in the green. Last week was absolutely great for crypto stocks. So let's see. Let's see what happens this week, if there's a little profit taking, or we're going to see a continued pump this week. Now, just a couple things about macro. Well, Scott Bessent calls for a review of the entire Federal Reserve. Seems like he wants to just like redo everything, throw out Powell and just redo everything, because it doesn't fit the narrative, I guess. And Trump doesn't like how Wall Street Journal is making it seem like Bessent is smarter than him and told him not to fire Powell. And Trump came out and was like, no, that's not true. No one had to tell me anything. I am the one that's telling people this. So Trump doesn't like it when others are reportedly smarter than him. So I just find the whole thing kind of funny. But anyways, neither one are friends with Powell. They do not like what he's doing. They want him to cut rates. This week we'll have a couple European decisions, and we'll see how that affects things. But as of right now, no one thinks that we are going to get a cut this month. But maybe something changes. If we get that cut, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But I don't think we're going to get it. All right. Now, outside of this, there's, like I said yesterday in my Sunday walk video, there's not a whole lot of big macro stuff or tariff stuff to worry about this week, unless something drastic happens. So mostly you just got to concentrate on crypto, right? Bitcoin ETF last week was absolutely tremendous. Once again, we had about 2 billion of inflow, but the biggest narrative right now is if you look at the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, we had a 522 million inflow day and then a 363 million inflow day. Even though on Friday you see a lot of red, BlackRock basically took in the same amount both days, nearing 500 million both days. Okay, that's not what's interesting. What's interesting is you go and flip to Ethereum's ETF and you realize that the inflows for both days, Thursday and Friday, exceeded Bitcoin's inflow. That's outrageous. I don't think we've ever seen that since the introduction of ETFs, or Bitcoin ETFs, I should say. I think this is the first time. I don't know, maybe some data analysts I'll have to, or maybe I'll ask ChatGPT to do some research, but I think this may be the first time in history where Ethereum ETFs have out-inflowed compared to Bitcoin ETFs, which is a significant thing. It could mark the start of altcoin season, because people always say, like, what starts it, right? This could be it. This actually could be it. Again, I just don't want to call it yet because it's still so early. We could still see some volatility hit, maybe some bad macro stuff or something that could drive us down. But so far, for the entire week and this weekend and today, the alts are leading and Bitcoin dominance is starting to drop hard. And it's been doing that for a couple weeks now. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. However, that doesn't mean Bitcoin's going away anytime soon. No, it's not even close to the top. Okay, Trump just actually tweeted out this video, 6-minute video, about how this is the greatest Bitcoin explanation ever. He did this yesterday. And this was during what? A Senate committee, right? I'm not going to play the video because basically he rehashes everything I've been saying for years. All Bitcoiners that understand, they just understand, right? But again, it does seem like Trump is pushing the narrative, going to make Bitcoin great in America, which he's trying to make great. So that's great altogether, right? We got favorable regulations. We got a genius bill passing. What's not to love right now? What's going to stop Bitcoin? Very much nothing. Nothing. And that is why so many people are so bullish. And the crypto projects that are here, homegrown, made in the US, they are doing absolutely fantastic. Tom Lee did another CNBC interview and says, hey, Bitcoin is going to head to 250,000. Why? Because even at 250,000, that's only a quarter of gold's market cap. That's nothing. He believes Bitcoin will reach gold's market cap in the next few years, but end of this year, about a quarter. Totally reasonable. And I agree. Very, very reasonable. So that's at least, you know what, another, there's a 2x, 2.5x on Bitcoin. And then after that, the next cycle, we got another 4x, 5x coming, right? It's not going to stop. So Saylor decided to FOMO hard once again. Acquired 6,200 Bitcoin, $740 million worth. Now he has 607,777. Him and Larry Fink of BlackRock, they are in competition with each other to see who could hit 1 million first. Although it's kind of unfair because BlackRock's fund is for everyone, but still, they're like, man, neck and neck. Neck and neck. Who else? Sequans purchased 1,264 Bitcoin. That's a lot. That's a lot. And now they have 2,317. That's a huge purchase. See, as you can see, these guys are not going to stop. Institutions are not going to stop. Public trade companies are not going to stop. Private companies, whales, retail, everyone is not going to stop. If you look at this, the FOMO is definitely building. This is Google Trends. So as you can see, FOMO is starting to come back. That definitely makes sense with altcoin season. But even with Bitcoin, People are starting to search once again, where do you go to buy Bitcoin? And this is what I'm talking about. This is the accumulation heat map. And actually, blue is heavy accumulation. Red is no accumulation. But if you look at the right-hand side, you notice that every group is deep blue, including above 10,000. The very top is above 10,000 Bitcoin. And then 1 to 10,000, and then 100 to 1,000, 10 to 100, 1 to 10, and under 1. You can see it's all blue. Very blue. Very, very heavy accumulation right now. And Bitcoin is still tracking at M2 money supply. The global liquidity have been going up for quite some time. And Bitcoin, you know, lags at 80 to 100 days. And look at it now. It's surging like clockwork. Like clockwork. And also, this is showing Bitcoin breaking out of this pennant like clockwork towards the next target around 130, 140,000. And then we may stay there a little bit. And then we wait for October. And that's when we make that final leg up of this cycle to 200, 250,000. But it'll be interesting to see what happens after this year. Do we just keep on going forever and we don't enter crypto winter anymore? That, my friends, will be very interesting, because that means a traditional 4-year cycle may be over. So maybe your last chance to get some cheap Bitcoin or cheap anything before it's too late. Now, outside of Bitcoin, we know that Ethereum is doing very well. I told you guys Ethereum ETFs skyrocketing in terms of inflow. You got a lot of others. You got companies now that are launching ETH funds. Here's one Ether machine to launch a 1.5 billion fund. That's crazy. So now you're starting to see institutional interest. That's something I actually talked about in my Sunday Walk video yesterday. You know, institutions may lead altcoin season. That's the funny thing. Like, you wouldn't think so. But yeah, maybe. Also, what's funny is, just like Bitcoin, it's not funny, but I guess ironic. With Bitcoin, you have a lot of lost Bitcoin from early days, lost hard drives or hacks or whatever. Ether, kind of the same thing, but it's more due to like human error or programming error. This guy says, you know, like, you got a whole bunch of ETH that are locked up or lost or sent to a burn address or whatever. It's a lot. 3.4 billion worth. That's a large chunk. So you got to be careful when dealing with ETH and others. But you know what? Whenever something like this happens, it helps everyone else out, because it basically takes it out of circulation, right? And you got a lot of charts also for Ethereum showing that it's going to head higher, kind of like stocks. This is predicting that Ether will hit about 8,000 by the end of this cycle. 8,000 is not unreasonable. It really isn't, because we were at 4,000. We're nearly at 4,000. So to double where we are now, to go from 4,000 to 8,000, considering Bitcoin could double, ETH is definitely doubling, which means I think ETH is probably going to go higher than 8,000. Probably 10 to 15,000. That's where I'm thinking. If Bitcoin ends up at 250,000, ETH will be probably around 15,000. That's pretty conservative. But others could go even higher than that, because they have a smaller market cap. And then you have, you know, like Solana, for example. This is a little bit outdated. It shows breaking above 180. Solana's back to 190, looking like it wants to break 200. And why is that? Because FOMO is kicking in. TVL is nearing all-time high. Oops, wrong side. This side. You can see TVL is skyrocketing. So dApps are still doing well. Memes are starting to come back. Activity is going up. And you got a lot of companies that are buying Solana for their treasury as well. Plus, their ETF is right around the corner. All these things are why Solana's coming back up. And then, you know, along with ETH and everyone else, it's looking pretty darn good. It's looking pretty darn good. Ooh, Circle turned green. Robinhood's still very strong. I mean, Coinbase still very strong. And ETH is still going. Bitcoin is all nearing 119, which is great. ETH is 38.16. Sol is at 193. Look at it. It's like slow and steady rise. It's looking good. They're all looking good right now this morning. And I think this week is going to be good. I was very excited in my Sunday walk video about this week. I think this week's going to be fantastic. There's really nothing to stop it. All right, let's do some Q&A. Sorry, I was unsure. I had to turn off the lights. It was too bright. There was a super chat on top about boot camp. Will there be a replay on crypto course or you have to catch them live? There will be replays. So it's all within the boot camp and Discord. So everyone should join Discord. Although we made a decision that you have to, you know, we have too many members. We have over 1,000 now. So this boot camp that I've been talking about, we have to cut people off until next month. We'll try to do it early in the month. But yeah, over 1,000 people joined and wants to learn. But there will be replays. You can still tune in and look at the replays every day after they're done. So yeah, make sure you do that. And then for the rest of you guys that, you know what, you don't really care about trading, but you want to just talk and chat, then join the Discord. I've been telling you guys, it's been blowing up too. It's all on CryptosRUs. You guys gotta go to this site. What price will Solana reach this bull run? Man, I don't know. If ETH and Bitcoin could do a 2x, ETH probably do a 3x or a 4x. Solana could do a 4x, 5x. You know, I said before, Sol being above 1,000 this cycle, which seems unreasonable at this point, like because it's not even 200, but it's getting close. So it has to do a 5x to do 1,000. Can it happen? Hey, if altcoin season gets really, really hot again, like previous cycles, then yeah. If it doesn't, then you know what? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it gets to 500, 600, 800. Still, no one would be complaining. People are excited about Cardano too. Cardano definitely coming back. It broke above this resistance 77 cents. Next stop, probably 118, 119. That was the high in November. And if it could break through that, well, then the sky's the limit. George, Lego Defender or Lego G-Wagon? I have both. I didn't build out the G-Wagon. Defender is really cool. It's really cool. I bet the G-Wagon is really cool. I think you can't go wrong with either one. If I had to start over again, I'd probably go with the G-Wagon. XRP started to heat up. It's at an all-time high. Not just high this year. All-time high for XRP. And then same thing. SUI is waking up. 404. It hit almost 4, it's 420 something recently. It wants to head up to $5. I mean, everything's waking up, guys. Right now, it's like everything is waking up. Last week could have been the start of altcoin season. We'll see. This week, if we end the week very strong, if like ETH is above 5,000 this week, or Sol's at like 250 by the end of this week, yeah, then it's time to call it for sure. MicroStrategy up 3% today. Coinbase up 2.6%. You know, I took some profits on Friday because Coinbase has been so hot. So hot. But it continues to go up. There's nothing stopping it. Hood came down a little bit. I didn't take any profits in that, but you know what? It's okay. MicroStrategy dumped hard on Friday. Dumped 6%. It almost makes sense because now today he announced that he bought more Bitcoin. Jeremy, I saw Pol has second most stablecoin usage on ETH. Can Pol make a comeback? These days I don't see a lot of people using stables on Pol. They're using Tron the most, BNB, as the main chains for stablecoins. ETH still huge. I don't know about Pol. If they can make a comeback, great. I would love to see it. They were one of the biggest projects of last cycle. I like them very much, and then it seems like it all went downhill. Sol is moving hard right now. Next stop should be around 220. Yeah. Next stop probably around here for Sol. If it keeps on going. That's a good 10%. And then after 220, then it's back to 260 and beyond. XRP hit 384 in the old bull market. Yeah, but that was like a temporary. I don't think it closed at 384. It just hit intraday high, but then came right back down. So that I remember that. Brian Kelly, one on CNBC, was trying to tell people how to buy XRP, and that's what happened. When it tipped 384, that was actually when XRP had a higher market cap than Bitcoin. But that was just the intraday like blip, and it came back down before the end of the day. Skipping stones. You haven't done a poll in a while. What would you like me to ask? Should I release my meme coin? Is this the right time? I think I have to wait a few months. I don't think right now is the right time. Portnoy always fumbles the bag. BDC, now XRP. Did he become a XRP? Did he join XRP army? You can't really listen to Dave Portnoy when it comes to crypto investing, even though Kraken sponsors him heavily. He flip-flops. People forget, back in the day, he was really promoting SafeMoon. People kind of like, it's been so long, people forgot about that. But he was complaining that he lost a whole bunch of money in SafeMoon. It was a popular meme from I don't even know if it was the last cycle, 2021. It seems like it's so long ago. Then he bought Bitcoin. He asked the Gemini twins to go to his house to help him. And then he sold a Bitcoin that he bought. And then he phoned him back in. And then he like sold it again. And then recently he promoted some other meme. And then now I guess if he's in XRP, who knows? But he's not a good source when it comes to crypto investing. Green market, that's good. Stellantis warns of a 2.7 billion loss. Yeah, they're not going to do well. Rams are so expensive, man. I just don't like Rams. They don't look good. They're too feminine. It's so round. Trucks should be like edgy and square and masculine. Rams are just like really round, and they just look weird to me. And they're super expensive, even though they're really nice driving, and their interior is among the best, probably the top. And they have air suspension, so the ride's smooth. I just don't like the looks, and they're super expensive. TRX looks decent. Although, you know, they got rid of it. Now it's RHO. It looks decent because of the huge tires and it's lifted and it's really wide. But like a normal Ram, ever since this last generation came out, it just isn't it. Have you driven one of those two old turbo Camaros? Camaros don't exist anymore. I don't think people realize that GM discontinued the Camaro. Hybrid power boost or 5-liter for the F-150. It depends. If you can't afford a Raptor, I would highly suggest looking at a Tremor. And I think the Tremor only comes with a 5-liter. Tremors look good. They look really good. They're very underrated. So I look at that. Dragon's Den books. How are these price targets for profit taking? ADA at $2, Bitcoin at $264, ETH at $6,000, XRP $6. Those are like peaks, man. Those aren't take profit areas. You gotta set your bar lower in case you're wrong about the peaks. Oh, you get the 3.5 Eco Boost on a Tremor. That's not bad. It's more powerful, but it's not gonna sound nearly as good as a 5-liter. Like nothing can replace a V8. Okay, you can make turbo boost. You can make turbo engines really powerful. You can make, you could put in an EV, electric motor in there, but nothing will replace a V8. The feel, especially the sound. If you're a car guy, you just gotta have a V8. Like that's why I love my Wrangler 392. It sounds like you don't even need an aftermarket exhaust. It's so damn loud and it sounds so damn good. Even though it's not that fast and it handles like shit and it's hard to get into and it's not very quiet, but it doesn't matter when you put the foot down, right? It overcomes all those things. What do you think about Tron's performance? I'm not a big fan of Tron, so I'm not surprised. ADA's up like 8% today. I like my Sienna V6. That Sienna V6 is very powerful. Close to 300 horsepower. That's way better than the new Siennas with their hybrid engine, which makes the van super, super, super slow. It's more fuel efficient, yes, but it makes it unbearably slow. Oh, look at that. It's just ADA is breaking out right now. Look at that. Look at the volume spike too. Something's going on with ADA. It wants to break $1 today. Yes, Neil. Ando, I think it's going to do fine, especially as RWA gets hotter. I don't know how high it could go. That plaid is not, Stefan, that's not a normal plaid. Because a normal plaid doesn't do a quarter mile in 9.2 seconds, right? But it doesn't matter. EV cars will always be faster because it's instant torque. You don't need to rev it up, you don't need a power band because it just gets it 100% really fast. But I had the Plaid before, the Model S Plaid and X Plaid. It's just not that enjoyable. Neither one was enjoyable. And it's like sitting inside, a robot, basically. I decided to dual stream today just for fun because I'm hearing a lot about Twitch again. So I'm dual streaming on Twitch, and there is no watchers on Twitch. Not even one. I'm watching myself, and there's one viewer. People don't realize this, but back in 2021 or 2020, I got banned on YouTube for 3 months. It was 2020 during COVID time, and there was no one. It was all bots, all automated. I couldn't get my account back, so I was streaming on Twitch for 3 months, and I had like 10 people watching or 20 people watching. A lot of people thought that kick killed Twitch, but now you got people moving back. Twitch streams actually look a lot cleaner, a lot more high def. I don't know why YouTube, when you live stream, it's just not the same looking. Yeah, Twitch is all gaming stuff. You know what I should do? We got 3,900 people in there. You know what I should do? Recently I've been really addicted to this game called Clash Royale, and according to my kids, it's getting really popular among influencers. Like, people stopped playing Brawl Stars, and now everyone's playing Clash Royale. How funny would it be if I started a gaming channel where I'm just playing Clash Royale? I rage so hard when I play that game. There are so many people that are super, super, super cheap, and I hate it. It's strategy, yes, but I can't. I got into a level where a number of trophies where I can't get any higher. That would be funny if I start a gaming channel. I think I'm way too old for that, but you know what? Maybe some people will still watch. Gen X crypto. I play Clash Royale every day for 6 years. I've only played for like 2 weeks or 1 month. How many trophies do you have? I got 12 viewers now on Twitch. Do you think we'll get a Christmas top or spring top? Jimmy Page, first time chat. I don't think we're gonna get a Christmas top or spring top. We're just gonna keep on going. That's how I think. I think we're gonna keep on going. I don't think we're going to stop. I think crypto winter's over. Yeah, it is a phone game. Something that you could play at any time. You know, like crypto games. There's just none. There's no crypto games that I really enjoy. You know, something like Clash Royale, you could just like start it anytime and start playing. Although it makes you rage so hard. You know, sometimes you start out with the wrong deck, you put the wrong guys, you just get destroyed instantly. Um, 7,200 trophies, and I can't get above it. I can't for the life of me get to 7,300. Yesterday I played like 20 games. I won 10 games, lost 10 games. It's just like I win one, lose one, win one. I can't build any momentum. There's too many. Above 7,000, there's just too many people that are too good. And you can't have a deck that just like is perfect. $9,300 trophy. That's crazy. $7,200 is decent. I mean, I got to it within like 2-3 weeks. Most people playing the game has been playing for years. I have 10,750. Man, you guys must have been playing for a long time. I was with you. I was on Twitch with you and Balt and all. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, unfortunately, that project went away. All the founders of it, everyone left. When that happened, I knew they were done for. They just like gave it away. Trophies in Clash Royale. We're talking about the game Clash Royale. That's the only game I play now, on and off, when I have free time. I'm really curious if I start streaming that on Twitch, how many people will watch it. Man, I hate to go because there's like 3,900 people in here watching me right now, but I don't know what else to talk about. Things are looking good. And they're probably going to get better. ETF inflows today are probably going to be crazy. Really, really crazy. This week will solidify whether or not we're in altcoin season for sure. All right, guys, before I go, make sure you join Bootcamp, join the Discord, check out some of the new merch. I forgot about the merch. I got a lot of these board desk displays that are coming. Bitcoin One, Sol, Sui, AVAX, Cardano. There'll be a lot more of these posted soon, later today. You know, market dashboard. Look at my DCA portfolio now up 113%. The power of DCA. Make sure you guys regularly check out the website. It's good stuff. All right. I'll let you guys go. Dan, appreciate it. Super chat. All right, guys. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Things are looking good. The surge is happening with alts, and Bitcoin is still staying strong, looking to make that next leg up. So, stay strong, my friends, and I'll see you guys tonight. Take care.